We are live on the Monday, April 26th edition of MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin, and Big Marcel was here a second ago. Now he's obviously dropped out right when we start the podcast. Of course that's going to happen. He's probably just checking his webcam or something. But yeah, he'll be here in a second. Man, what a card, guys. Man, what a card. No, it was a good one. Phenomenal card. Just one of the best, I think, of all time. There he is. Marcel, man. You left me hanging. I started the podcast and you drop off. But yeah, I was just saying, like, what a card, man. And yo, I called Rose Namajunas, man. There we go. And I saw you switched over to your pick too, so I'm glad that I changed your mind about her. She looked good. Just a phenomenal card though, Marcel. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, great card. Only one bad thing probably on the card was the Chris Weidman who broke his leg. That was awful. But all the other stuff was a great card overall.
Yeah, it was a good one. This is start the main event. I mean, Masvidal, wow, getting knocked out like that, I was surprised. But Usman looked phenomenal. I thought he would wrestle and win the decision that way, but he ends up getting a knockout. He's amazing. 14 straight wins. Oh my God, what a knockout! What thoughts on that fight, man? Like, amazing, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. I think now we can quit the talks about who is better, Usman or Masvidal, and it was a 6 days notice fight. Usman did great, knocked him out. I expected probably a decision or a late TKO via ground and pound, but I mean, Usman did great. He knocked him out second round, clean knockout. So what else can you say, man? He's great. He's number 2 welterweight of all time, in my opinion.
Man, I'm almost thinking he's like GSP 2.0 in many ways. Like, I think obviously if they fought today, he would win that fight. No doubt about it. Like, that would never happen though. I don't think GSP would take that fight. I still feel okay. I'm Canadian, right? So I should be really biased towards GSP, and I love GSP, but man, I like Usman too. 14 straight wins is nothing to scoff at, man. You know what? He's closing in on Anderson, so he has 16 wins, right? So he's 2 wins behind Anderson for the UFC record. That's how good this guy is. Don't doubt this guy, man. Like, I think he beats anyone. I mean, listen, he's fighting Colby. That's a great fight. Any thoughts on that fight? Any early thoughts on that rematch? I was at that first fight in Vegas. It was amazing.
It's honestly probably the only guy at this moment who can give Usman a run for his money, I think. Colby has the cardio, that can match Usman. But Usman's striking has been much more developed, I think, right now. So, yeah. I think it's still a good matchup. It's a matchup that should happen, but I think Colby got a chance, but Usman will definitely be a favorite in the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Usman's just incredible. I mean, I'm just looking at his record. I'll just share the screen. Like, it's so good, right? He's beating oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry, it's this one. That's okay. That's just the podcast. There we go.
Almost a porn page was up.
It wasn't. It was actually the podcast. I was going to say we're going to watch the podcast on the podcast. No, but look at this resume. Masvidal twice, obviously Burns, Covington, Woodley, Dos Anjos. I mean, he even has the win over Edwards in the second fight, which is crazy too, right? Strickland. Like, this is an amazing resume. He does have this loss, obviously, but even these are good wins too. Michael Graves, Steve Carl on the show. I mean, this guy, man, but like the UFC, like, look at this run here. It's just amazing, right? So to me, he's like. Go ahead.
I remember Steve Carl was one of the favorites back then. He was also the former WSOF champion back then, and Usman, had actually no problem with him. So yeah.
Yeah, he's an absolute monster. So, and then Masvidal, let's look at him too. He's lost 2 straight fights now. I don't know. Like, people are saying Nick Diaz. What do you think about that? Nick Diaz versus Masvidal? Like, I'd watch.
Why not? Why not, man? Masvidal obviously said that he only wants to have big fights and fights he's interested in. I mean, why not? He fought Nate before. Why not Nick?
I think he would destroy Nick at this point in Nick's career. Honestly, like, I think Masvidal would, right?
I know, but he loves to fight the scrapback guys, man. He fought Gilbert before in Strikeforce. He fought Nate. Now he can fight Nick. Why not? Let's do it.
I'd watch the fight. I mean, listen, like, I'd watch any fight with Nick. I'd watch any fight with Jorge. They're both amazing. So, yeah, I mean, Nick's saying listen, he says this every year, guys. Like, he said this literally every year since 2015 when he last fought Marcel. He's like, I'm coming back. He even had a fight booked. Wasn't it against Masvidal? Yeah, it was against Masvidal like 2 years ago, UFC 235, I think. The Jones Smith card. He was supposed to fight him on that card. So, Yeah.
By the way, did I hear that correctly on the broadcast? Last time Masvidal got finished was that against Toby Amada? That's really long time ago.
Yeah, it is in Bellator. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, that inverted triangle, that weird submission.
Yeah, so he's incredible. Yeah, what's Alex saying? It's because you're too nice. No, yeah, I'm trying to be, but yeah, I think Usman's amazing. Like I think he might have surpassed GSP. I'm not ready to say it just yet. Okay, Dana White's out there saying he's the GOAT now. I still want to see. I don't know what I want to see. I mean, he's beaten everyone, really. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know what I want to see. I think the thing is he's only did it for 5 years. GSP did it for like 10 years, basically. Like,
he's great, man.
Actually, he didn't do it for 10 years, really. That's not true. GSP if he didn't walk away though in 2000, he probably would have defended it many more times. You know, like he walked like right now, how old Usman is? That's when GSP walked away. I think Usman's 33, 34. GSP they only fought one time in middleweight, obviously, and to me that too, the fact he's got that second belt for the pound for pound stuff like rankings, that to me puts him in a whole nother level. But I don't know, Marcel. It's an argument that we can have and go back and forth.
You can't call him the GOAT, man, at welterweight because for the simple reason GSP has much more title defenses than he does at this moment. I agree. So you can, but he's definitely number 2 right now, and if he keep this going, he can become number 1. No, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on. Rose Namajunas, man, called this one underdog there. Marcel, you switched your pick over, man. I'm glad you did. Knocks out Weili Zhang. I mean, I wasn't expecting that to happen, but I did think she'd win the fight. I mean, I liked everything about her. You could see like she got overlooked in this fight, just like Jan did against Israel. People were just overlooking her, Marcel, and she's incredible, guys. And she's just so good everywhere. The striking, the knockout. I didn't expect that to happen. But here's the thing: I'm almost wondering is Zhang's chin gone from that fight with Joanna because. Yeah, I know it was just one kick and everything. We can't say for sure, guys. It was a great kick, but like that fight took a lot of damage, Marcel. Like, is her chin gone now? Like, I wonder. Joanna hasn't fought. That was a crazy fight, man. And sometimes those fights change your career forever. So that was brutal, man. So I don't know. Give me your thoughts on the fight, man. That head kick.
I mean, Rose is pretty much the same to Joanna, not only the kick, but with a punch. I was first like I at first I picked Zhang because I was like she got that probably more power, she's more stronger. That's what I thought at first, but then I switched. I was like Rose can keep it technical, and Rose has power as well, man. We saw that in the fight against Joanna, for example, and besides, listen, she only lost recently against Jessica Andrade, so that's like 3 years ago. She defeated her in a rematch, but she was winning that fight until she got dropped on her head in the second round. She was probably the most beautiful performance in the first round ever, So I went back and I was like, no, man, I think Rose actually got a very good chance to win this fight,
Yeah.
And I didn't expect her to knock her out in the first round via head kick because if I would have expected that, I would have bet that. But I think she did great, and I don't know what you say about Zhang about her chin is gone. I don't know. We have to see her again to see.
Sure, I'm
to
just
see
saying.
that.
Maybe I'm throwing it out there. I don't know for sure. I'm not saying, but I know those kind of wars damage people's careers forever. Like it's true. We've seen that many times, man. Great fighters, like Chuck Liddell. Sorry, go ahead.
It's perfect. It's now a perfect thing to do. The winner of Jan Jonan against Esparza set him up against Namajunas. Namajunas lost to Esparza, the first ever UFC strawweight title fight. If not, she can fight Jan Jonan, who's still undefeated in the UFC, and let Joanna fight Weili Zhang in a rematch. If Joanna wanted to fight Zhang again, now she can fight Zhang again.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Joanna doesn't deserve a title shot. I'm sorry, she doesn't. Some people are saying Joanna, but she's already lost twice to Rose. If she does beat Weili, sure. But yeah, I'd say the winner of Esparza, like you said, and I know that's not like the sexiest fight. Maybe there's another fight next year. I want to get to some comments here. Alex is saying you're offshore wrestler well as hell kick. Yeah, I mean it was. I'm just wondering. I don't know. I'm not saying for sure, guys, but I just know those kind of wars really they change fighters' careers and they're not able to take as much punishment in future fights. Hope Kenshiro is going to apologize for trying to make Adam Toe's rotate. Man, I know where's this guy? He's hiding. It's okay. No worries. He'll come back and talk about when he wins, but he lost on this one. That's okay. No worries, man. One day he'll believe me about Rose. Rose, she got overlooked. She's a great fighter. Like, they're both great fighters, Marcel, but we were forgetting how good Rose was. She knocked out Joanna, guys. Remember that? Had my first big win of the year. Had Hollywood Smith, Crute not to go distance. Nice, man. Great bets there.
You know, Adam.
So yeah.
The thing is with Rose, I have a feeling as well that a lot of fans are, like I said last time, man, they are picking like they would have want to win. You know, many people were upset about her comments she did in an interview about China and something, you know, and people buy into that, and it's like, no, Rose absolutely doesn't have a chance, this and that. Man, Rose have been in how do you say that, great world class competition before, so why she shouldn't have a chance against Weili Zhang? So for me, it was really a 50-50 fight. So I picked Rose later. Normally I never switch picks, but I was so confident in the switch that I switched picks, and it paid off, man. You know.
Yeah, for sure. And Daniel was saying us fans overlook the damage, fights pile up. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It does pile up. I mean, she took a year off, but that fight still took a lot of her. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she'll, come back strong, like she's saying she will. But I don't know. We'll see. Like, I just don't like. I mean, it's just these fights are brutal, man. People forget how brutal these MMA fights are. I mean, look at this next fight here: Valentina versus Jessica Andrade. Like I said, she should have been a bigger favorite, in my opinion. She should have been a massive, massive favorite in this fight. Just so much bigger, obviously, so much stronger. And like I said, guys, she was going to use her wrestling. I was saying that. She's going to take her to the ground. I called it exactly like I thought it was, ground and pound, just like that Chikagian fight. And Marcel, just a one-sided fight, an unbelievable performance by Valentina. But what's next now? Like, Dana's like, I don't want to do the Amanda Nunes rematch. Like, what? Like, trilogy, I should say. Like, what do you want to see? Like, what's the fight?
That's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see. The third fight between Shevchenko and Nunes. Got the fuck out of here with Pena, man. I don't give a fuck about that fight. She doesn't even deserve that fight, you know? And to say, listen, the first fight, Nunes against Shevchenko, Nunes was fading in the third round, but she still deservedly won the first fight. The second fight, I had for Shevchenko, man. And remember, her nose was rose. So that's what Shevchenko said after the fight. But I think this should be a third fight. Why not, man? I mean, both girls are definitely the best in their divisions, in their respective divisions. Listen, and if Shevchenko loses, she can fight Murphy, the winner of Murphy Calderwood, after that fight. But yeah, they have booked Nunes already now against Pena, so it's probably not going to happen. And Dana's just afraid, man, that one of the two loses, man. He's pretty much afraid that Nunes loses against Shevchenko. Let's be honest. He called her like the GOAT for a trillion times, and I think she rightfully been called the GOAT. But Shevchenko is pretty much her only challenge, who can make 135, and who can give her a good matchup right there at the moment. Because Holly Holm and Jaminda Randomir are probably the next best after Nunes in that division. The Randomir doesn't have the ground game to match Nunes, and Holly Holm, she doesn't have the power to match Nunes. So I mean, this is the best matchup you can make, and it's actually a matchup where even the casual fans who are normally not really high on winning fights would love this fight. Those are two world class strikers. I want to say world class athletes. So yeah, this is a fight to make to me, but yeah, probably not going to happen.
Got some comments here. I did tape start. Daniel's like, did tape start Andrade. She had a little chance. She's a good fighter. I just think this division, she's a little small compared to Valentina. Marcus, I think Joanna made a mistake of not taking at least one fight since losing to Zhang. Hey, Marcus, what's up? She's in no position to fight Rose next. I agree. I mean, Joanna should take another fight. She just thinks she's going to waltz in here and get another title shot. I don't think so. She's obviously, if they did it, it wouldn't be the worst fight in the world, obviously. But I don't think she deserves it. So that's what it comes down to. But if they did it, I'm not going to go and freak out about it either, honestly. She won the second fight. Yeah, it was close. It was definitely close. It was in Edmonton in Canada. UFC 215, I think it was. Valentina stays at 125, showed the record. Yeah, she could. She could break any record she wants, probably. And, she's making good money doing it. It's easy money for her. Dana's afraid. Yeah, he is. He is that. That's true, too. She's just rolling right now, guys. She's just so much better than everyone, eh? It's just crazy. So.
When Joe said to her, let's get some, And she was like, "Huh? What did you say?" That's Getson. That was fun. Fun
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. She hasn't lost at flyweight. She's 6-0 now at flyweight, so she's unbelievable. Sorry, actually, she's 7-0, but she's 6-0 in title fights. So, yeah, she's amazing. And I just don't see anyone really. I'm looking at the rankings right now, and I'm like, okay, the next in line, Chukagian she beat. Laura Murphy wants to fight. She's fighting. Who's she fighting? Calderwood? Is that the fight?
Yeah, the winner will definitely get.
Yeah, the winner gets the title shot. But man, like, you really give those girls a chance, guys. I don't want to discount. I don't want to discount anyone because anyone can win in the sport. But how's Laura Murphy going to win? She's going to wrestle Valentina for 5 rounds. That's what she's going to win. How's Joanne going to win? She's going to outstrike her. I mean, I don't see these girls winning the fight. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the division, Marcel, and it's like Miranda Maverick, someone like 2 or 3 years down the road, but a few years down the road could be a problem. Not now. Maybe Tyler Santos has that grappling style, maybe to give her some issues, like Maya did a little bit, but I don't see anyone really giving her any issues anytime soon, man. You?
No, I think if the winner of Murphy Calderwood should fight her because they deserve it at that moment if they win, I have no problem with that. But yeah, it's like I don't see anybody making a chance against her at this moment, man. Let's be really honest. But that doesn't mean that those fighters shouldn't be getting the title shots against her. You know what I mean? But I also don't see it at all, to be honest. I think she beats everybody at the moment at 125.
She already has a win over her.
And also how she won against these,
I know she smashed
these girls.
Really.
Yeah.
Like I said, like Maverick, like she's young, maybe like 3-2. I hope they don't rush these girls like her, because if she beats Barber, they might rush her, right? Like they're
gonna rush her for sure. They're gonna rush her.
I hope they don't, but they might give her. I could see if Maverick beats Barber, maybe they give her Modafferi, and if she beats her, maybe they give her an Andrade or something. Maybe they give her the title. I don't know. Like they might rush her in there, but I don't know. I just those fights, like I said, Miranda Maverick 2 or 3 years down the road, guys, I think could be an issue, but right now, no. And otherwise, I don't see anyone giving her problems. So I'm just looking at people who are saying, "Love you, JoJo, you mess." Joe might pull a Ian Anderson there, yeah. You were managing Andrade. Would your advisor stay at 124, move down to 115? I was writing about this today, and I'm like, I hope she doesn't move back to 135. That would be a mistake. Yeah, I think, here's the thing. I think she should go back to 115 because she already has a win over Rose. So if she gets another win or two, she could be right there again. They could maybe market that trilogy with Rose because Rosie's contenders too, guys, at 115. It's not like she's, that division's like, got all these contenders. Like they need new contenders. So if I'm on Andrade, I drop back down and I look to get a win over someone, in the top 5. And then, and then try to get the title shot again against Rose and get the trilogy fight. What do you think, Marcel?
Yeah, I definitely like that what you say, man. I think for Andrade, it's probably better, And I mean, I don't know. She took a shot, and yeah, why not? She won against the number 1 contender last time, and then she got the title fight. She couldn't do anything in the title fight. She really got dominated. I think we haven't seen Andrade getting that dominated before, as we saw last Saturday. So, I mean, yeah, she was great at strawweight. Maybe she should go back. Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I mean, the next fight, you're right, Hall. I got my pick right. Yeah, plus money, but I mean, it was, like. It is what it is. There's always, dude. I mean, I've been on the wrong side of these things before too. You know what I mean? Like fluke injuries. Like you don't ever want to see it. It sucks, especially if you have money on Weidman. The fight didn't get to play out, but I mean, it happens, and part of the sport. It's a risk in every bet. I tell you guys every time. Like there's always an injury that happens and no one sees coming. And man, I mean, his leg, it was nasty, obviously. But the thing is, Marcel, I was saying on Twitter yesterday, like I'm so used to seeing this guy, so I've seen so many fights now, like. I almost feel desensitized. Like, I'm not saying it's not gross. Like, obviously it is, especially the replay. Like, it's nasty. But I've seen it so many times, Marcel, where, like, I'm like, damn, but the show moves on kind of thing. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, I think I replied to you as well on Twitter. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually the same as you, man. I mean, it's an horrible injury. It's nasty to see. But I don't even flinch from that kind of stuff anymore, to be really honest, man. And it's not to be, oh, look at him, the tough guy over there. No, absolutely not. For me, what I can't see is eye surgeries, videos, or that kind of stuff. That's awful to me, But those kind of stuff like bones broken. I've seen that so many times, man, and it sucks to see, but it doesn't do anything to me when I'm watching. You know what I mean? I'm just like, ah, yikes, that sucks. But it's more like a yikes moment for me that I feel bad for the fighter. It happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but what can you say? It just sucks. I think Uriah Hall was very mature how he reacted, how he replied, and his post-fight interview was amazing to me. Much respect to him, and also Anderson Silva's comment on Instagram about Weidman was also very respectful and great. So, yeah, I just want. I'm pretty sure he's not watching, but I want to wish Chris Weidman all the best and a speedy recovery to him, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying he's going to be out. The doctors are saying he's not going to be able to like train for like 6 to 12 months at best. I feel like his career could be over, guys, honestly, because this was such a devastating injury. This is one of the obviously the worst we've ever. It was the worst injury you've probably ever seen in the UFC. I can't think of like there's obviously like Tim Sylvia broke his arm, Corey Hill broke his leg, Anderson broke his leg. Obviously, yeah. I mean, Anderson was until now probably was the worst, but to me this is pretty bad. But yeah, it just happens, man. It's part of the sport, guys. Like it's the nasty part of the sport. It's like, of course, it happens on the biggest card of the year, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all the eyes are on, all the new fans are watching it, and they see guys' leg break. Like, it happens, though, you know?
You know what's nasty, man? This one, the Weidman one and the Corey Hill one, both guys were even standing on it. You know what I mean? They were standing
that's the
on,
part
on
that
leg.
that part was, that's the part that made me go wince a little bit. But, the initial break, I'm like, because I've seen it happen, actually, like, quite a few times. Like, so it sucks, man. It's not a good injury. But yeah, for Hall, I don't know what's next. Like, what do you do? Maybe you do a rematch with Gastelum. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Or you could do Brunson rematch too. You could, or Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier would be a good fight actually. But yeah, Gastelum would be a good fight if he, something like that. You know what? Kevin Holland would be a fun fight if he stays there. It'd be a fun fight, honestly. It would be a fun one. But I think that guy should train his wrestling.
We should do Gastelum, man. Gastelum is one spot above him. He won against Weidman, but can we really count this as a huge win? You know what I mean?
No.
I like the Gastelum fight.
Yeah, it still counts as a win, but it's not.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not really a win at the same time. Like, it's on his record now, but as a win. Yeah. But anyways, same with Anthony Smith in this next fight. I mean, very crazy, right? Back-to-back injuries. I mean, Smith was doing damage with his blows too, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, I mean, Hall checked the kick, to be fair to him, right? He checked the kick. It's perfectly same with just like with Weidman and Silva, but the Smith and Crute thing. I don't know how the fight would have played out. I think Crute was doing some work with the wrestling, right? But Smith did great on the stand up. What do you think? Like, if he didn't get hurt, who do you think would have won the fight?
Honestly, I don't know, man. I think Smith won the first round, but I think Crute could have bounced back if he didn't have it. So it's really hard to say. I mean, it was like that same kick that Chito Vera had against O'Malley. You saw that same, and also what was it? Primus against Chandler had also something like that. Only difference was that Crute walked out of the octagon and O'Malley needed a stretcher. But I mean, yeah, what can we say about it, man? It was a win for Anthony Smith. Jimmy Crute will fight again. Maybe they even will rebook it, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but it was a fun fight until it ended, and it sucked for Crute because the doctor was looking at him and the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, it's looking good now." And then the last step he made backwards, he fell again, or he didn't keep his posture, and then the doctor was like, "It's over," So yeah, unfortunate, but yeah, those things happen, man.
Yeah, Weidman comes across great. He could be an analyst or a passenger. Yeah, he's great, man. That's funny. Yeah, he's awesome. I like Chris Weidman. He's cool. He's a good dude, but I mean, that's a bad injury, man. And then same with Crute's going to be out for a while too. I don't know how long, but he'll be out for a bit. Hopefully no lasting damage. All right, let's get to the prelims here. Randy Brown defeats Alex Oliveira. I mean, yeah, that was I expected that to happen. Randy Brown looked great again. Oliveira, you think that's it for Oliveira as Cowboy in the UFC?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, what the hell's wrong? What was happening there, man? After the fight, I saw
Oh, I
during
don't
the weigh,
know.
yeah, during the weigh-ins, Oliveira did really weird to Brown as well, like I'm gonna get you or whatever it was. And then after the fight, Brown was like, "F you," and I was like, and then Brown was like, yeah, you can. I will tell you guys on Twitch. And then Joe Rogan again asked, and he's like, yeah, I tell you guys on Twitch. It was kind of like a BJ Penn promotion, Remember when BJ Penn got the post-fight interview? He's like, you can watch my interview on bjpenn.com. So it's very Randy Brown making that same, but it's not randybrown.com, but some Twitch account. I'm not going to make Twitch to see his reaction, but I'm really curious what was up there. And good win for Randy Brown, man. Actually, like we expected, both.
Yeah, he looked good. I like him, man. He's like borderline top 15, I'd say. He's right there. How about this next fight? Dwight Grant, Stephan Superlich. I mean, I was pretty high on Grant coming into this one. Man, I mean, it was a close fight. Honestly, I can see why the judges gave the first 2 rounds because he did do a little bit of the striking, but I'll be honest, I thought Superlich won the fight. What do you think?
Well, a real honest opinion on this one. I fell asleep after 1 minute of the first round, and I woke up out in the last minute of the third round. So that's why I didn't score it. I didn't feel the need to watch it back. So I'm sorry, guys. It's the only fight I have no idea about.
What did people say? I want to see if did anyone watch this fight. Throw it in the chat. I want to see what people scored this fight. I thought Stephan won. It was super close for sure. I just thought he edged it out, man. I thought that his grappling, and obviously he won the third round. It comes down to the first 2 rounds, and I thought he won probably one of them, just with the grappling. So it was super close. I mean, I picked Grant, so I'm glad he won and everything, but you'd like to see the right guy win at the same time, so It is what it is. But yeah, I thought Superlich, he looked okay in that fight, considering the layoff.
Are you also some kind of a punk like me? It's like if I pick somebody to win and that guy wins, but it's not really deserved, it doesn't matter that much to you. But when somebody loses, you picked, and you think you win, it bothers you more. You know what I mean?
It always kind of evens out, though. Like I've had some really, I've had a lot of split decisions go against me this year, and this happens. That's why I don't complain about them too much. Although there's some bad ones, but yeah, I mean, this one I think Grant, if you had him, I think you kind of got lucky on this one. I thought Superlich should have won the fight. It is what it is, though. Brendan Allen, though, I mean, he didn't need the judges. He looked amazing again. Like I said, Marcel, if you train at Sanford MMA, you're probably really good and will win the fight. So yeah, he looked amazing. And your thoughts on Brendan Allen beating Roberson here in this middleweight fight, man?
I like Brendan Allen, man, and we said it against each other last time, man. If Carl Roberson loses, it's mostly by submission, and he went actually for that leg lock or that heel hook himself, and it got taken over by Brendan Allen, and he's just a better grappler,
Yeah. Look at this team, man. Look at this team, Sanford Sports. Look at this team, Marcel. Look at these guys.
Yeah.
Vitor, Boric, Brunson. Look at this team. Burns, Chandler. Like, these guys are all beasts. Remember we were looking at this? Like, they're all monsters, man. If you train at this gym, you're probably a really good fighter, Luke, like Marcel, it's insane, right? So this guy's there, and like I said, guys, he was there. He's gone now, obviously. Man, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this kid's gonna win. Like, he's so good. The grappling, unbelievable, which is what I expected in this fight. Yeah, Roberson is definitely a good striker, but man, the defensive grappling is a huge problem with him, Marcel. He's been submitted 4 times in the UFC, Marcel. That's crazy.
I was absolutely shocked that he went for that submission, that heel hook himself. I was like, try to get up, because Brendan Allen is good on the ground. That's his thing, And Robertson should try to keep this fight standing, in my opinion. So yeah, I was kind of shocked about that. But hey, man, I think I picked first round submission or second round submission. So yeah, it was a surprise.
Next fight, Pat Sabatini defeats Tristan Conley. Yeah, I thought Conley, obviously not the greatest pick. I mean, I obviously did really great with my picks, but this was one I got wrong. It is what it is. I expected to have a good cardio, which he did. He got hurt in that first round, like a flash knockdown, and couldn't recover, man. It took him like 2 rounds to wake up, and it was just too late. If the fight was 5 rounds, I think Conley would have won. Marcel Sabatini was really tired, and he also kind of ran in the 3rd round, but obviously his grappling was out of the world in the first 2 rounds. This kid's a really good prospect. I just didn't like to see him kind of running away in the 3rd round. What were your thoughts on the fight, man?
I scored the first 2 rounds 10-8. So
yeah, I can see that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they were joking in the booth like they are not 10-8s. I was like, yeah, these can be 10-8s. He knocked him down in the first round, and he pretty much dominated him in the first round. Second round was maybe a little bit closer to a 10-9, but I thought 10-8 was also enough to give. And man, Conley came back good in the third round, and he took the third round 10-9. So yeah. But what can we say? I expected Sabatini to win, like I told you, and
Yeah,
it was a 50-50 for
yeah,
me as well. By the way, don't get me wrong. Your pick was Connolly, and it was close. You know, we had to see how Connolly would adapt to the featherweight division, like he fought
yeah,
in welterweight before.
yeah.
So that was kind of a tricky thing. So yeah, I like to see Connolly again. I think Connolly is a good fighter. And Sabatini, listen, first UFC fight, 2 dominant rounds, lost the third round, but hey, overall a good debut, I think, for Sabatini.
Yeah, I think I got sucked into those odds. There's like plus 200 odds. So I was like, man, it's a close fight. I got to take a shot on him. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously lost the first 2 rounds. He clearly lost the fight. But yeah, I don't know. It was, looking back, I shouldn't have, because, like you said, too many questions about the drop in weight coming off the layoff. But it is what it is. I just didn't know how good Sabatini was. I still have questions about him. I mean, he looked good in the ground. Don't get me wrong. Like his top control looked great, guys, but wasn't able to finish the fight, even though he had Conley hurt bad. And then in the third round, Marcel backed up. Any thoughts on that? Like, I don't think Dana White likes that. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I give him some leeway here as his debut. You know, he had
true,
2
for
rounds in
sure.
the back. And you don't want to take too many risks against a fighter who knows he's 2 rounds down. You know what I mean? So I want to give him some space here.
Yeah,
So
for
we'll
sure.
see in the second fight what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, Dina Batchery, I think that's how you pronounced it. Yeah, he's awesome, man. Knocks out Kevin Nativita. I mean, I called this one too. I knew he'd knock him out. Nativita does not have a great chin, but man, Batchery, right? That's how you say it, I think, right?
Yeah, we just go with Dana.
Man, he looked awesome though, eh? Like, this guy's unbelievable. Training at Jackson Wink. What did you think of this guy, man?
Yeah, I liked him a lot, man. I think he did great, and like we expected, he won the fight, and he stopped him with the TKO in the first round. It was very very short fight. Yeah, I like him. He's Mongolian, right? He's like so he represents a country that's not been represented by many fighters in UFC. I think I don't know if he's the only Mongolian fighter, but I like him, and like I said to you last week, man, his first fight in the UFC was a split decision loss, I think, to Alateng Heli, and that was the fight of the night. Last fight, he knocked out Kennedy, and now he stopped Natividad. So I like what I see about him. He got potential, so I'm wondering who they're gonna match him up next time with.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he's solid. He didn't take much damage either at all. Obviously, the fight lasted 50 seconds, so. I don't know. Like, you think who are you thinking here at 135 for this guy? I don't know if he's going to get a top 15 guy. I'm not saying that, but maybe they can turn him around kind of quickly. What are you thinking?
I like him against Jonathan Martinez, for example, man.
Sure. I mean, that'd be a fun fight. Yeah. I mean, and the Martinez is like kind of more well known, I guess. That'd be a good fight. Yeah. Sure. I mean, Martinez coming off a loss, but I mean, hey, it's sink or swim, man. It's a tough division. You got to win your fights, right?
Almeida.
Thomas Almeida, I mean, that'd be a tough fight for him.
But if he wins that one, that's a good win. You know what I mean? Although Almeida is still not.
No, I think Almeida is a bad fight for him, man. I think Almeida should not be taking these kind of fights, like against a guy like Denard Batchery. That's a terrible fight for him. He will get knocked out in the fight. Honestly, forwarded. That fight was not a great fight. I mean, sometimes that does happen. Let's see the next fight. Vargas. This one I never saw coming, honestly. Zhu looked really good on tape, I thought. But yeah, I mean, the level of competition, that was something I knew was going to be an issue. But Vargas looked, he fought great. I mean, he had a great game plan. Stuck in move. Third round, obviously got in trouble a little bit. That's the thing. That's what I saw in the tape. If Zhu had any sort of coaching, they said the coaches didn't go with them. I don't know. Like, if these coaches do any sort of tape study, they could know that Vargas can be taken down. And that's what he did in the third round, Marcel. But he didn't even attempt to take down the first 2 rounds, just got picked apart in the feed. Frustrating, man. What thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, I'm gonna put some feathers on my own ass. This was the only fight I had wrong with my picks. So yeah, I expected Rongsu to do better, man. And I was actually upset with his corner as well. After 2 rounds, it was 2-0 for Vargas. It was clearly 2-0 in my opinion for Vargas. And his corner is like, yeah, you won this round. You won this round, the second round. I was like, dude, you're now gonna make him believe like it's 1-1 or something, and he just has to win the third round to get the win. You know, and that was so stupid to me. Just be honest to your fighter. I see that many times with corners, just stupid. But third round did better. But yeah, Vargas did good, man. And Vargas is underrated. Let's be honest, man. His first fight, he lost that first fight, no problem. But the second fight against Brock Weaver, he was clearly winning that fight until that knee knocked him out with an illegal knee. So yeah, he did well. Vargas, happy for him. He got his first win. But yeah, wrong pick here. It happens, man. I still think Rongsu is a good talent. So looking forward to his second fight in the UFC. And for Vargas, yeah, like I said, good win, man.
Yeah, I agree. Next fight, man. Fight of the night. What a fight. Jeff Molina.
Great.
Yeah, I knew this guy would win. I mean, this guy is really good. I had a feeling he'd win. Q Lang was such a wild card, right? And man, he looked pretty good too, guys. I mean, he looked good. Like, it was a close fight, but the cardio, the conditioning was just not in his favor. And Jeff Molina, man, took over in that third round. I mean, what a fight, Marcel. One of the best fights of the year, probably, right?
Amazing fight. Commentary were on Aruki Lang's nuts. It was absolutely atrocious, but Molina did great, I think. I even had Molina 10-8 in the third round until he got in trouble in the last 15 seconds, and I went back to 10-9. But I still had 2 rounds for Molina, so really good for him. I had the 29-28 Molina, second and third round, I think. They got the first for Aruki Lang. Yeah, great fight. What can we say, man? Molina looked great in the Contender Series. Aruki Lang is a fun prospect. Is huge for flyweight division, by the way. Very long. Great fight, man. And I was happy, man. When I saw that second fight, I was like, this should be fight of the night. And I was hoping during the night, like, please let these guys get the bonus because they deserve the bonus. And I actually called the bonuses after the fight, man. I said Usman, Rose, and these two should be fight of the night. I was afraid they were going with 4 performances because I think normally it gets overlooked many times, man, the early prelims. But this time, thank God they didn't. And great for Molina, great for Aruki Lang getting that 50K bonus and deserve.
Yeah, I'd rather see the prelim guys get the bonuses, honestly. Like, I thought they should have given it to like Allen instead of maybe. Well, it's hard to say. I mean, obviously Usman and Rose. I'm not saying they don't deserve it, but I'm just saying I'm pretty sure Brandon Allen needs the money a lot more than Usman.
Yeah,
50K, right? And same with
it makes a bigger difference.
And Bachari, same with him, right? So
yeah.
But this fight, dude, the first fight, Ariane Carnelossi, Nalian, that fight. I mean, what a way to like return the fans. Like, that fight was insane. Man, what a fight. I mean, these girls just went at it, but obviously the conditioning, huge issue. And Liang so willing to go on her back, which is exactly what I'm saying. Carnelossi smashes her. But what a fight it was, man. Thoughts, Marcel?
Man, Ariana Carnelossi has bigger arms than my head, and that's even impossible.
Jacked, man.
So, yeah, man. And the first round was very competitive, I think. One judge had 10-8 for what was that for Carnelossi, which is crazy to me. That wasn't a 10-8 round. I think was a very fun fight until Naliang was completely gassed, man, after the first round. And Ariane took kind of over, and she won the fight. It was an amazing fight as long as it lasted. So yeah, very, very fun opener in front of the audience,
Yeah, no, it was a sick fight, man. Honestly, like, by the way, man, it sports better with fans, guys. There, I mean, it's just better, Marcel. Like, the atmosphere, and you saw that. I think the fighters were really fired up on this card for the most part. Man, overall, wouldn't you say it was a great card?
Yeah, 100%, man. And I was in bed before 7 a.m., so amazing.
I know, that's the other thing, too. I know, same here. So I guess that's it for UFC. There's one more comment here. Daniel says, like, you look nervous. Yeah, he did. He just did they say his coaches didn't show up and stuff. It is what it is. He might look better in his next fight. He's a young kid, so he'll probably look a lot better. I think they say he's the youngest fighter in the UFC, right? So
yeah, he is.
That's crazy. That's
born
crazy,
after.
Right? Yeah, he's 21, I think. So that's nuts. So hopefully the kid gets better. But Yeah, I think that's it for UFC 261, Marcel. Can we put it in the books and move on now?
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right. How about PFL? Did you? I honestly, I was, man. I've been so busy with UFC and just working all week, man. I didn't get a chance to catch it. I saw the highlights, obviously. I know my boy James Lynch was doing some work with them, which is awesome. But man, I did the preview show with AJ last week, Marcel, and I was like, man, there's going to be some upsets on this card. Like these guys, like no one knows who some of these guys are. Like there's going to be these lines are insane. And Marcel, there was like 5 or 6 upsets here.
Crazy.
We got to go through this card here. I'm just pulling it up right now.
All right.
So we'll start with the main event. I mean, Clay Collard, he's a big underdog here. He beats Anthony Pettis, man. Outboxes him, knocks him down, beats him up. My God, man.
I don't get Pettis, to be honest, man. You know, Clay Collard is kind of a boxer. That's one of the things he's really good at, you know, and he's going to box with him. You know what I mean? And I know he tagged in the 3rd round, you know, but he already lost the first 2. So he had to finish him in the 3rd round. Collard did great, man. I think, man, let's be honest, this is not what the PFL has expected, man, those guys who has lost, because those were heavy favorites, some of them who lost. And, yeah, Collard did great. Kudos to him, man. Deserved win.
No, I mean, he's good, man. I mean, you know, I had a feeling this fight could be competitive. It was like minus 600 for Pettis. I was like, man, that's crazy. Lincoln says Bubba Jenkins was super impressive. Yeah, I mean, that's the next fight. Let's talk about that one. I mean, geez. I'll be honest. That one, you know, I could see Pettis lose. I didn't expect Lance Palmer to lose. I did not expect. I knew that it'd be interesting because they're both wrestlers and stuff. We were talking about that last week. But Bubba Jenkins is a guy, man, Marcel, he's been so disappointing, I think. In Bellator, he had a lot of losses. And, you know, ACB Marcel, he kind of bounced around there. Then he beats Lance Palmer. Like, what the hell, man? Where did this come? Thoughts on this fight?
I was surprised, man. Let's be honest. Listen, man, we know he can wrestle, but I thought he would gonna wrestle Lance Palmer. You know what I mean? So Lance Palmer has been so dominant, man, in the PFL. So I mean, yeah, I was super shocked, honestly, by that. I know some people say on Twitter, like, yeah, we saw this one coming. You should probably have made a lot of money if you saw this one coming, man, because this was a very surprising one to me.
For me too, man. Marcin Held defeats Nathan Schulte. That's another big upset here.
Mm-hmm.
This was another fight. I was like, man, the line is really high in Schulte. He was like minus 500 or something. I was like, man, that's high. Because Held's a guy who, you know, pretty competitive. Beat Nasser Hakparas. He has good wins like Bellator. But he outstrikes Schulte here, man. Surprising, I guess that's the way he won. Thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, man, also a fun fight, I think. Very close fight. I think could have been to Schulte as well, but I also scored it for Held 29-28. So, yeah, also a good showing by Held, man. I mean, Held has looked developed since he got cut from the UFC. What I saw in this fight, you know, and I was also kind of surprised because Schulte did great in the PFL the last 2 years, in 2018 and 2020. He's a double champ. Both double champ lost losing on one night, man. Who would have expected?
I mean, yeah, no doubt about it. Daniel says PFL roommate tennis money. Man, I think a lot of people were surprised Palmer lost. I was surprised he lost. Not Schulte, yeah, I was too, but not as much. Palmer, though, is a real surprise for me. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Can I also add about the other fight on the main card? Movlid Khaybulaev against Lazar Stoyanov.
I was going to say, versus Lazar Stoyanov. Thoughts on this fight?
Listen, man, how can no judge have scored that a 30-26 or a 30-25? That's beyond me. One round was 100% 10-8. I give 2 10-8 rounds and a 10-9 round. I had a 30-25. I can see you giving a 30-26, but 30-27 is just stupid. You know what I mean? And this is important. You know, this is a league format. A 30-26 can get you into the last 4 over a 30-27 from somebody else. You know what I mean? So this is important, man. And I have no idea how no judge scored at least one 10-8 round. They all had 30-27. I was kind of like, what the hell? You know?
No, for sure. Yeah, that guy's a beast. I mean, how about this fight? Brendan Loughnane, man, knocks out Shane Moraes. Holy smokes. Surprise, right? Like, geez, I knew it'd be a competitive. I thought it'd be a competitive fight. I didn't expect him to get knocked out in the first round. Thoughts on this one, man?
Yeah, Dana looks extra stupid right now. By the way, six points for Brendan Loughnane, and he pretty much qualified already for the playoffs right now, man. I think he's the only guy who got 6 points that night. Yeah, amazing showing, man. And against Shane Moraes, I'm high on Shane Moraes, but he stopped him, man. Great finish, first round. What can you do more in your tournament debut for PFL, I should say. So yeah.
It's just weird how Dana hates the guy. I mean, it's so stupid too. I watched that fight again like last month, I think, and I was like, man, I'm like when Belal was supposed to fight, I was like, it wasn't even that bad as Dana was saying. He's just so stupid about that, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this fight. Roush Manfield, he's a big underdog, defeats Jolton Lunerbach. You watch this one?
I haven't seen that one either. I've missed some.
Yeah. I'll just go through the rest. I didn't watch these. Akhmed Aliev defeats Mikhail Odzhatov via decision. I know a lot of people like this Akhmed Aliev guy. Chris Wade. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and Odin Self had a point minus because he didn't make weight. So
okay, that's one. Oh, really? That's not good. Okay. Yeah. Chris Wade. Yeah, I mean, I expected him to beat this guy Anthony Dizzy. Tyler Diamond expected to win over Sung Bin Jo, and then Alex Martinez. That was a big upset. Go ahead.
Although Dizzy was close beating Wade, man. I think that could have been Dizzy's fight, to be honest. And the same with the Martinez fight against who was it again?
Radzhabov.
Yeah, that was close as well. That could have been Radzhabov as well. There was some judging sometimes in those fights. You know, I only missed the Manfio against the Leatherback fight, but those two fights could have been easily for the other opponent, man. First.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, that Martinez guy picks up a big upset. He's Canadian, dude. Dana made a good point. Him being induced to Lofty made him more famous. The other Contender Series rejects. That's funny. Yeah, actually, I think he's a lot better than those other guys that even got signed. What are you gonna say?
Loughnane, is he from that tough season where was like England versus Australia? I remember in that season, if he was from that season, that those English guys actually texted home on some device. You remember? Mm-hmm. And maybe if he was from that team, might be something that Dana don't like him for some reason, man. There might be something to that. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. Just stupid in my opinion, but good for PFL, man. You know.
Yep, for sure. I didn't watch KSW. Did you watch it?
I only saw the last two fights for the simple reason that I wasn't at home on time, so I couldn't.
So Phil DeFries wins, knocks out Thomas Sarko. I didn't see it. I gotta go find it. Let me go look at this. I'm sure it's out there, right?
Probably.
I didn't see how was the card for what you saw? Was it good or?
It was good, yeah. What I saw, there was that guy that Ize Ugunu, or what's his name? He fought against a short notice replacement. People very high on him, and he was completely run out of gas after the first round. And then the second round, the referee said fight, and he keeps standing in his corner, and he got finished in the second round. It's crazy.
No way. Hold on, I think I found the video. Let's see if this works. I want to see this. No, it's not going to work. Okay. It's like blocked, I think it says. I don't know why. Okay. I'd like to see the knockout. Anyways, someone could send me a link. But yeah, like he's good, man. I mean, you know what I was reading about Phil DeVries? He was saying he like quit drinking and stuff. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Took his career a lot more seriously and shit. So, man, good for him. Yeah, I didn't see the rest of the card. Anything else? What else happened? Was there any other events forgetting about?
Let me think. Yeah, Combate has now almost every week an event.
I heard about that. Yeah, I haven't seen her.
It's almost impossible to find. LFA had an event last weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was an LFA card. Yeah, some upsets on that one too. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it, man. There's like I'm between UFC, Bellator, PFL, it's like it's so hard to see it all. You know what I mean, Marcel? Like there's just not enough time in the day. But
yeah, that's 100% true. And I think ACA had also an event. ACA Tony Johnson defended this title against Paul Berezic.
Oh, he won? So, wow, jeez, yeah, nice.
Yeah, was a good showing.
If anyone's got any more questions, they can throw them in here. Otherwise, we'll get out of here in a minute or two more. So we'll just get out of here. I'm surprised that Pobretz guy I thought was wasn't he signed to the UFC? We were talking about him recently.
He was. But for some reason never made his debut. I don't know why.
The Tony Johnson guy, I remember he was in Bellator and like he won against Volkov. They cut him for some reason, and he's a champion. Maybe he's not that bad of a fighter, huh?
No, definitely not. I think he did really well.
Yeah.
Third round TKO. So yeah, very nice.
That's good. All right, Marcel, let's get out of here, man. We'll call it early today. I'll be back with you though tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna preview UFC Vegas 25. We're going back to the Apex now with no fans, right? But yeah,
yeah, it's kind of weird, you know.
I know. So we'll talk about that, and then we can touch on whatever else tomorrow. So, all right, Marcel, plug your stuff. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, Big Marcel 24, Twitter, Instagram. You can find MMADNA.nl on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. That's pretty much it, man.
Awesome, man. Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at MMAdamMartin, MMAOddsBreaker.com. That's where the podcast is, obviously. Listen to it, guys. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. I mean, we're trying to always get new people listening. Got a good thing going here. But I'll be back tomorrow with Marcel, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.